Okay, so we're here on this apiary. It's actually a little bit of a pause in the year. It's quite a dry season for us through October, early November with this apiary. Last year we experienced that it was extremely dry and we even lost a colony or two over here. So we've been feeding a little bit of sugar water through October, and we'll mark those supers to indicate, and we'll just observe what they're doing in the hive. Obviously we won't harvest sugar water for honey, but it's so dry here that they actually just consume that sugar water as is before putting it in stores. So we'll just do a little bit of an inspection here. We'll check and observe what they're bringing in. This colony was actually stacked very high. It was a double deep with double supers on top, and we did a split. We'll see if we see pollen inside the brood portion of the hive. I don't see this hive actually bringing in any pollen. Foraging is a problem this time of the year, but I've seen pollen on some of the other entrances. So actually what I did was, this was the original place where this colony was, and they actually had a swarm cell in. They were too big, so I placed the rest just, what's this, 10 meters away, also a deep and a super. Yeah, so the colony is split into a deep and a super and a deep and a super over there. And I think this one is very strong. We were here just 3 or 4 days ago, and they were actually at night clustering on the front or bearding. So I have to give them, another super. Don't have a smoker here today, but I'll just be quick. Look at that.
Wow.
That is actually a bit of honey. So we're not going to make a long story. From a previous season where it's actually from winter. They had some Rebecca's flowers here through the winter. And I think they're actually preparing some comb here on the lid if I look at the amount of bees. That's it. I'll just close them up. Okay, so it's a dry season. This is one of the colonies that I did not feed, and they've got some honey in here, so they are finding some food somewhere. And in about a month the gum should start flowering here, and it should be very busy. So without feed they're doing well. This colony was actually very strong before pollination, and then I gave them some wax sheets before pollination. I removed some of the old comb and gave them wax sheets, but they actually expanded so quickly that the queen had nowhere to lay. She can't lay on the wax sheet, and they swarmed off. So it's interesting. Unfortunately, this colony is no smaller because they swarmed off, and I decided to put a feeder frame in and feed them to get them strong before the honey flow starts. And then another thing is that they actually, I'd prefer them not to stand in the sun like this, so they'll only get very late afternoon, they'll start getting shade. And at night when we drop them off, I thought that this tree would throw shade earlier during the day. So you can't move the hive a few meters in one movement, because the bees will all fly back to the original site. So what I'll do is just every time when I come here, just move the hive one space over until I can get it a little bit until it's eventually in the shade. So I'll just slowly and patiently do that, and I'll feed them now. As you'll see, this entrance is quite quiet.
Is it a loose bottom board?
I think so. Oh, look at this. They were much smaller. See, there's even a bee with pollen on its legs in the feeder frame. But this is still a bare sheet.
There they started breaking.
Yeah, but this is still from the... This is what they had in before they swarmed off. Don't have my smoker here today, so I must be careful. See, they had some swarm cells over here that I broke off. But you could see that there was quite a few swarm cells, and some of them has already emerged. See all the nectar there, so that's partially the sugar water that we're feeding them, that they're building the comb with. And it's convenient because there's no super on here, so I don't have to remember what super I had on while I was feeding sugar water, and before the honey flow starts I can just remove the feeder frame.
Don't you want to move the hive up a bit first before you move it with the water in?
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Whoops. Oopsie. Do they feel quite heavy or pretty normal?
No, they're quite light actually.
Okay.
I like loose feeder or loose floorboards, but it's important to remember. See, and that's about the furthest that you can move a hive, is literally just from where they were next to it. Because all the bees will
Get confused.
Yeah, they can smell the entrance when they're close, but not when they're far.
Shouldn't we just bring this branch up a bit?
Yeah, we can.
Just so that they can
So
not drown.
it's actually good for the video. This is a feeder frame that we bought online, and it's got like this pattern on the inside to help the bees crawl out of the sugar water so they don't drown. And then I also additionally just put a little branch in there that they can crawl out with.
How many liters does that take?
That takes 3 liters. So this is a very runny syrup that actually helps them to build comb. It's 1 part thick syrup concentrate and 2 parts water. And I don't fill it entirely because this is the last of my sugar syrup. But that takes 3 liters.
I see a bee, where was it now? It had a little bit of yellowish orange pollen on it.
I also saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then I just use some bricks here to stack on the lid. This hive doesn't have a feeder frame in it. Last time when I checked it, it had quite a bit of food in it. this hive, also enough food we can observe here at the entrance if we see.
Didn't we give them water last? I think we gave them sugar water, isn't it?
Let's see if there's a feeder frame in.
Can't remember. Okay, no.
Just a strong colony, and this super is very, very light. Lots of nectar without a feeder frame, so very comfortable to let them be as is, and it's better if we don't have to feed and they stay strong. I just feed the weaker colonies. I've noticed with these bees in this area that you come here at some times of the day and it's extremely quiet at the entrance. It's almost as if they know when the flowers are actually pollinating, or not pollinating, when there's food on the flowers, and they know when to work and when to rest.
No, they don't unnecessarily go out. They know when there's food to collect or not.
Exactly. Look at that there.
Yeah.
They're doing something with that one bee. You see them?
Are they helping this little bee or something?
As if they want it out or something.
Maybe it's a little bit sick and they're trying to get it out or something.
Look how that one was warning you. Okay, and this was a very very strong, very feisty colony that I've kind of felt a little bit uncomfortable with. I don't kill bees if they're aggressive or defensive. I believe that the broader genetics are quite healthy, but I decided to split them and see if that can actually weaken that aggression of them, and it did actually. So all I did is I actually just took one frame of eggs and food out and put it over here in a smaller box with a feeder frame.
But they won't, this top one won't have a queen yet.
No, they don't have a queen, but we'll just feed a little bit because they have very little resources here with them, so they might actually struggle.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they do well. Quite a bit of dead bees. I can actually see quite a bit of brood there that they're busy feeding, which is healthy, and I saw 1 or 2 bees going in here at this little entrance I made for them. below also has a feeder frame, but I don't have a lot of sugar water, so I'd rather feed this sugar water
To another one.
somewhere else. Yeah, they're trying to take that bee out. You can see.
Maybe it's sick or
Or
maybe it's
from
a
another colony and it's trying to rob you.
yeah.
It's interesting.